right, SmackDown starts off with Cody Rhodes and Paul Heyman. Starts off with Paul Heyman just rambling on and on and on. Cody interrupts, and then he basically just asks the question that we're all wondering is what is the deal between him and Brock Lesnar? Paul Heyman really doesn't really answer the question. He just kind of rambles and avoids it. Then we end up getting the Vision. They come out, get a bit of a back and forth between Cody and Paul. Cody ends up talking to Braun Breaker, and Braun Reed basically ends up mentioning Paul Heyman, mentioning his history, and mentioning how he may mentioning the things that Paul Heyman might have said to Braun and Bronson, how they're both going to be main eventers, future, Hall of Famers, etc. And that you cannot trust guys like Paul Heyman, and that he has no loyalty towards no one, and he especially doesn't have loyalty towards Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. Braun Breaker, of course, starts getting angry. He starts taking off his clothes, take off his shirt. He demands Cody to start taking off his clothes. Then Cody Rhodes ends up brawling with both of them. They get the upper hand. Then you get Randy Orton comes out for the save. That's really it. I get why this happened. I just don't care for it because I just have no interest in Cody Rhodes feuding with the Vision. Now, I understand that was going to happen due to him going against Seth Rollins at Crown Jewel, but I kind of want more of a Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes pairing, not a Cody Rhodes and a Vision pairing. We already get the Vision enough on Raw. We do not need more of that on SmackDown. I understand it needs to happen, but can we not, please tell me they're not about to repeat the formula that they do on Raw, transfer it to SmackDown. We do not need that. The segment was mediocre. I'm just going to be, it was very mediocre. Didn't really care for it because we know Bronson and Braun aren't going to do anything to Cody. And we know if this is going to lead to a tag match, which I'm assuming it probably will, we know they're going to lose, which is also why I don't want to see this. Because Cody's not losing before Crown Jewel, and the Brawns are not beating Cody Rhodes. They're just not. So we'll see how this plays out, but I literally have no interest in this. Just keep the Brawns on Raw. If you want to have them have one more appearance before Crown Jewel, that's fine. But let's not spam the Vision on SmackDown. We already see enough of them on Raw. I do not need to see them twice a week. Like, we do not need to do that. So we'll see how this plays out. Afterwards, we end up getting a #1 contendership tag team match between the Street Profits and Mello Don't Miz. This was a solid match. Solid match overall. Towards the end of the match, we end up getting Miz end up doing the thing he's been doing for the past few weeks, where he constantly tags himself in before Mello can, finish the job. And this time, though, Mello doesn't allow Miz to get in the, well, he got in the ring, but he doesn't allow him to attack the Profits. He is holding the Miz the entire time, allows Montez to make the tag. This allowed the Street Profits to get the upper hand. And it was a moment where Montez goes for his frog splash. He ends up pinning the Miz, but Mello doesn't stop the pin. Mello could have easily prevented the pin from happening. He could have easily stopped it, but he doesn't. He just stares at Montez while he's pinning the Miz. I like this. Mello is fed up. We need to pull the trigger on this now. Do not do a next week segment where Mello is, contemplating on it and he ends up and the Miz forgives. Do not do that. Just have it be like, look, this is it. It's over. Because how much longer are we going to drag this story out? This story does not need a 6 month to a year-long build. Do not make this another Austin Theory and Grayson Waller problem where you just kept building and building and building and no actual payoff. So hopefully we get a payoff next week, but I highly doubt it. But I like the story they've been telling. This is one of the few only interesting things I care about on SmackDown. But I did like that he just stared at the Miz and didn't break the pin at all. He's completely fed up with it. Mello has every right to be fed up with the Miz constantly trying to steal the shine, but pretending like he's in it for the best interest of Mello. I like it. I'm very interested to see what a Mello babyface turn on the main roster. I know a lot of people hate on his babyface run in NXT, but me personally, I didn't think it was bad, but interested to see where this goes. Eventually, I'm hoping it leads to a really great feud because I think the Miz and the Mello feud can be really good, especially on the microphone. I think both guys can have good chemistry. I think on the microphone can be really good. Plus, I think Mello can, I wouldn't say carry the Miz to a good match because the Miz is not a bad wrestler. He's a decent one. But I think the match quality can also be good as well with Mello helping the Miz. So I think it'd be very interesting. I'm excited to see how this feud actually plays out if they actually pay it off. So I'm interested to see where this goes. We end up getting a tag team match between Julia, Kiana James versus Michin and B-Fab. The heels won. This was very obvious. The heels were going to win. They weren't going to have your U.S. champion lose, especially Julia. I don't know what to say about this. The match was fine. It was okay. It wasn't anything special. I just don't know what to feel about this because it just kind of feels like a revolving door. It just feels like we're not really progressing. I feel like we're staying in the same loop over and over. This is the common problem with this US title. It was the same thing with Chelsea Green, which I find weird because everyone in the wrestling community loves Chelsea Green's US title run, which I don't understand why. Her title reign was not that good. She had the same issue that everyone else had. She kept feuding with the same people over and over and over again. But I think it's mainly because her character was so good. That's why people like it. But her reign was not that good. But people loved the reign for whatever reason. But same thing with Zelina Vega. You just constantly get the same loop of people over and over and over again. Now I get SmackDown's roster isn't that good. It doesn't have much depth, but you can at least diversify. It's not that hard. Well, it's kind of hard because you have Charlotte and Alexa Bliss holding the women's tag titles. They shouldn't be holding those anyway. Those shouldn't exist. That will fix a lot of issues, but they need to do something, okay? Because it's just a revolving door of the same women. For one, they need to put Candice LeRae in the Women's United States Championship picture. Two, they need to put Nia Jax in the United States Women's Championship picture as well. Then afterwards, you could just keep Tiffany and Tiffany and Jade in the main event scene, have them feud over it, because we know Jade eventually has to dethrone Tiffany at some point, right? Or they're just waiting for Bianca to dethrone her, depending on whenever she comes back. But we need some new, fresh faces. We need something new because it's just a revolving door. It's the same problem with the main event scene. It's just the same people over and over again. It's like we're not progressing. We're just staying at the same spot for a very long time. So I don't know what the real solution is. Well, the real solution is they need to call some people from Raw. That's the real solution. But I'm not really caring for this. I never cared for this title. And once Zelina Vega lost it, I really didn't care for it. But we'll see how this plays out. But I have no hopes for this Women's United States Championship. We end up getting a Drew McIntyre promo. And he did exactly what I thought he was going to do, which is complain and mentions the ref, which he does have a valid argument because he made some great points. He literally named the same stuff that we all been saying, is that wrestlers can use the steel steps, wrestlers can slam opponents on the table, but he can't do a claymore through a table. Makes no sense. Nick Aldis comes out, and he basically ends up saying that he agrees with Drew McIntyre, but he basically ends up saying that he needs to stop complaining and stop blaming everyone, which doesn't make sense because you literally said you agree with him, but you're still saying that he's complaining and that he needs to just get over it. Like, that makes no sense. You agreed with him, but he should just get over it. Makes no sense. Jacob Fatu comes out. He basically ends up saying that Drew McIntyre needs to stop complaining and stop whining every single week. Drew McIntyre gets mad. He ends up saying that you're not going to punk me. Then Jacob comes back, responds back. Drew McIntyre hits a headbutt. But then Jacob Fatu ends up super kicking him, and that's really it. So Jacob Fatu returns. Don't know what this means. I don't think we're getting a Jacob Fatu Drew McIntyre feud. I mean, the feud will be good. I just don't see that happening. But we'll see where this goes, to be honest with you. I just don't care because it's like, I still think Drew McIntyre should have won the WWE title. I love Drew, but I'm kind of tired of him constantly whining and complaining. Now, he makes good points when he's whining and complaining, but it's getting very repetitive. And it gets to a certain point where it's like, why can't he just win? Like, I just don't understand it. It is what it is. Jacob Fatu is back, so hopefully that improves SmackDown, but I highly doubt it because SmackDown sucked with him on the show. But we'll see how this plays out. We get Sami Zayn, we get his open challenge for United States Championship, and the open challenge ended up becoming Javon Evans, which was very shocking. I did not expect Javon Evans to come out. I was glad it was Javon Evans to get some a good showcase of what he could do on the main roster, and he got a decent pop. This was a great match. Javon Evans showcased his agility, his high-flying ability. Sami Zayn, of course, picked up the victory, but this was a great match. Loved it. Sami Zayn ended up, showing respect to Javon Evans after the match. I think this was great. I love this. This was a really fun match. Really fun to showcase NXT talent. I like this. Also, I like that Sami Zayn has been winning matches with the Blue Thunder Bomb, which I really like because I feel like that move should win more matches, in my opinion. I feel like that move should really be like a devastating move because the move is an amazing move. I love the Blue Thunder Bomb. So I like that they're actually having Sami Zayn win with the Blue Thunder Bomb. I think that's a great touch on the United States Championship reign. I'm excited to see what happens next because his United States Championship reign is easily the best thing on SmackDown. With ease. It's easily the best thing. It's the most enjoyable thing on SmackDown, and I'm excited to see who's his next opponent. Now we get the main event. Nia Jax, Tiffany Stratton, Jade Cargill for the WWE Women's Championship. This match was not as bad as people are making it out to be. It was a fine match. It wasn't great. It wasn't amazing. It was a decent match. The main issue is that there was a few botches in this match, which I expected. And then the ending kind of ruined it because it was the moment where Tiffany had the pin. Nia did not kick out. The ref refused to count 3. And then they had to do the moonsault to finish the match. Yeah, that ending was not good. Not good at all. And then it was very obvious that the referee was communicating with Tiffany, because referees communicate with wrestlers throughout the match, of course, but it was very obvious in this match, especially after she botched that pin where the referee was directly talking to Tiffany, telling her what to do. It was way too obvious. The ending was not good. The ending was not good. Tiffany retains, of course, as I expected. So it's gonna be Tiffany versus Stephanie Vaquero, which is probably the best solution. I don't care. Like I said, because like I said, I've been saying, it's a revolving door where we're just stuck in the same vortex. Tiffany Stratton is stuck in the Nia Jax, Jade Cargill vortex, and Julia's stuck in the Michin vortex. It's like we're never moving forward. We're just staying stagnant. That's the main problem with SmackDown. It feels like nothing moves on. It feels like everything just stays in the same place after each show, unfortunately. Overall, this show was incredibly mid. It was not a good show, very boring. The only thing I really enjoyed was really the mellow stuff and then to Sami Zayn. Everything else was just filler. You guys let me know your overall thoughts and opinions down below. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. But yeah, that's it.